Tennessee, Kentucky is a game I want to break down together here. Tennessee going to Kroger Field, 7:45 Eastern, SEC Network. The Vols, a 9.5-point road favorite here. All right. Tennessee, playoff mode is on, man. It's on. You already lost 2 games to Georgia and Bama last weekend. You got to win out to make the college football playoff. Now, you can do that, but if you stumble on the road in a weird place to play that is Kroger Field, you can go ahead and kiss those playoff hopes goodbye. But, JD, we were 9-3, and we got 2 of those losses to 2 of the best teams in college football. Don't care. Club playoff, by nature of last year being our sample size, has a cutoff of 3 losses. Sorry, I'd love to get you in, but 9-3, it's kind of a deal breaker for us here at club playoff. So, playoff mode is on for Tennessee. Can you sustain the same energy you had early in the year down the stretch here? Remains to be seen. For Kentucky, my question is, do you believe in what you just did against Texas? Like, was that a Texas logo that came to your place and you played inspired football because you wanted to prove the world wrong and you wanted to make Arch Manning look bad and you wanted to do the whole horns down thing after the game? Or was it a thing where that was kind of your last gasp at things? Hey, you know what? It hasn't been a great year for us. People are always talking about Mark Stoops riding off into the sunset. A couple of guys via the portal here. Like, not a ton of ownership maybe in turn. Like, I'm asking. I'm genuinely asking the question. Because if you do what you did against Texas in this game against Tennessee, you're going to cover 9.5, and you're going to have a chance to make things really weird here in the second half for Tennessee fans that are watching at home. Big reason why Kentucky was successful against Texas, they controlled time of possession. 39 minutes of that game, Kentucky had the football. And it wasn't like they lit up the stat sheet. I mean, scored less than 20, both teams, overtime included. To do that again, you got to be able to recreate what you had in the underneath passing game. Kentucky's a run-first football team, but Cutter Boley now made a couple of plays against Texas where he's not stretching the field so much, but he is evading pressure, dumping the football off, keeping the chains moving, and again, most importantly, keeping the ball in Kentucky's hands. If you can live that way, you're going to have a chance. I think Seth McGowan is a good enough running back to have some moments in this game. Can you do what Mississippi State did to Tennessee? And Tennessee's got a good D-line. I don't know how that got out there that I said Tennessee had a bad front seven. That's not the case. They're a great front seven. Bad secondary, but that front seven's pretty solid. The Mississippi State run game, though, gave them some problems. Can Seth McGowan and Kentucky recreate that? If you can, again, that's how you stay in this football game. Now, my concern is that the matchup on the defensive side for Kentucky, relative to what Tennessee has, is going to be a tough task to accomplish here. What Kentucky wants to do is play zone coverage and bring pressure. What I'm hearing from Tennessee is, okay, there's going to be windows to throw to and less guys back there. Cool. We'll eat all day long. Now, maybe they adjust in this game. You'd expect that to be the case. But I don't love the idea of more open field downfield for Joey Aguilar to throw to. I don't think that's a way that you live. So you better get home if you're bringing pressure. You better create a tricky picture for him to look at pre-snap and get him off his keys, because if it just becomes a matchup game, like I think it could, Tennessee's going to score a lot of points, and I don't like Cutter Boley chasing points there for Kentucky, the young quarterback out there. Should be noted, too, Cutter Boley, what he has running the football needs to be accounted for in this game, especially when it comes to extending drives and picking up third and short. There might be a couple of plays where, I mean, maybe Coach Banks has got it dialed up for Tennessee on the defensive side. Maybe Tim Banks calls the exact right defense, exact right pressure, but Cutter Boley steps out of it, steps underneath it maybe, 3rd and 3, gets a 4-yard gain, first down Kentucky, clock keeps moving, Joey Aguilar stays on the sideline, and that offense doesn't get to have the say on the football game that they wanted to going in. I don't know. Just food for thought here. So I think we might be able to tell how this game is going to go after the first quarter. Kentucky coming into this, was that your best swing against Texas? And now we're out of gas. We're feeling woe is me. And you could pair that now with the idea that maybe Tennessee's out there and they're angry. Lost to Bama. They're playoff mode. They're just seeing red. And that's kind of how this whole thing goes. And we're looking up at the scoreboard, 17-0 Tennessee at the end of one. We're like, oh boy. Hold on tight. Over's probably going to cash. Joey Aguilar's going to have a day. Cutter Boley and that offense is not chasing 17 points against that offense in Tennessee. Or is it a world where you see that same last stand sort of vibe from Kentucky and you see them have some pride playing in Kroger Field and you see Tennessee have a bit of a Bama hangover? Just played Bama tough. Score was maybe a little bit more lopsided than the game actually was. Okay, now we pull up and it's Kentucky. Logan doesn't get us too fired up if we're on that sideline in Knoxville. Just go out there and go through the motions. If it's that kind of game, Kentucky could get you. And when I say get you, at the very least cover that spread and maybe win the game based on what they did a year ago when Ole Miss rolled in there. I don't know. Something to keep in mind. Now, here's the thing. I can't get past the trenches advantage for Tennessee. Like, I look at these numbers. Tennessee is number 11 in college football when it comes to their sack rate. Okay, well, what's Kentucky doing? They are 111th when it comes to their sack rate allowed. I told you, Cutter Boley going to have to make some plays off script here, but over the course of 4 quarters, Tennessee's going to get home a time or two. And so when that sets you back, it likely means the field position for Tennessee is going to be somewhat favorable. Favorable field position for Tennessee, paired with what Kentucky isn't doing stopping the run, makes me nervous. Say, JD, Kentucky's rushing numbers defensively aren't too bad. They're not great, but they're not egregious. Here's my thing. I think those numbers are a bit what we call in this show fugazi. All right, Kentucky, those rush numbers are fine, but you haven't played too many great teams when it comes to running the football. The 2 teams that you've played that are able to run the football are Ole Miss and Georgia. Ole Miss ran for 220. Georgia ran for $180. I'm not saying Tennessee is the same outfit as they are. They do it differently when it comes to their schematics. But I think Tennessee's going to be able to run the football against you. So all those things paired together with just the overall talent advantage Tennessee has, I'll take Tennessee to win. I'll take Tennessee to cover. Barring Kroger Field doing what Kroger Field does and making things weird for you, I think Tennessee wins the football game 31-20, so Vols win, Vols cover in Lexington.